Oh yeah. Alright, what's up guys? Full transparency here. It was about a month ago when I filmed those last two videos. Between the California wildfires, almost having to evacuate my house, COVID, we've been pretty busy at our house. That being said, I have made quite a few pizzas on the Ooni, probably about 30 or so. And I've learned a lot since then. Couple things. Number one, it gets really, really hot. Like, really hot. 900 degrees sounds like a lot. Yes, it is a lot. It is almost twice as hot as a conventional oven. You notice in the video where I pretty much burn the crust right away on the pepperoni pizza. On the other pizzas, I do a little bit better, but that's because I take it in and out of the oven often. Still didn't cook right when I did that. So I've got a couple tips to help when you do get started with your Ooni oven, especially if you're used to making pizzas on a conventional oven. Number one, I preheat the oven for 20 minutes, just like Ooni says. I max out the temp, so full blast. From there, what I do is after the 20 minutes is done, once I'm ready to put a pizza in the oven, I'll turn it down to as low as possible, maybe even turn it off. Slide the pizza onto the base of the oven and let that crust form on the bottom, because the goal of getting it really, really hot in the first place is to make sure that that base is super duper hot, so that way you get a nice crust on the bottom. From there, after about 30 seconds or so of cooking, I'll at least turn on the gas again, probably low to medium heat, so that way the crust and the top start cooking. From there, you'll want to modulate the temperature to get that desired crust on the top and to see what the char looks like. I usually crank it up all the way at the very, very end, just so I can get it nice and super well done on the top to get that kind of New Yorkish style pizza at completion. Those are really the things that I do to get the best results for my pizzas at this point. And I've practiced and failed quite a few times, all on the same dough. A couple of other things you can do. I now roll out my crust. I never did that before. The dough itself, I usually prefer it to be nice and bubbly and airy. It still stays that way even after I've rolled it out. So using a rolling pin, I'll roll it out and actually get a wider pizza dough as a result. I've been able to max out the size of the oven at this point, which is pretty nice, and get a full 16-inch pizza. Something I've never been able to do before, because the pizza stones I have are always been about 13 to 14 inches wide. So that's been really cool. So the other thing I do is I let the dough sit out at room temperature longer in a dusted bowl. That way it will come up to room temperature. It'll be a little bit warmer. It'll be a little bit easier to stretch and form. You'll notice in the video that I spent a long time trying to stretch it out and form it. That's because it was still a little bit cool. Those doughs did sit out for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So it was a little surprising to me. Now I've gotten into the practice of, if I'm taking it directly out of the fridge, which we keep our fridge a little bit cold, then I'm going to let it sit out for 3 or 4 hours. And I've seen a little bit better results from that, much better results from that. And I've been able to spread the dough a lot more consistently into a nice little 16-inch form. So that's it for this video. It was a quick one. Just wanted to review a little bit about my learnings from the Ooni over the last month or so. I made a lot of pizzas for a lot of people. They've all enjoyed it. I think I'm starting to get into the swing of things with the Ooni and figure out my technique and my style of how I like to make the pizza. So it's going to be a consistent learning process, and I'll keep letting you know how everything goes. That being said, like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video. Thanks.